Swiftwing Fledgling, a 1-mana 2/2. Oh, yeah, new Swiftwing unit. Perfect. Yeah, so then you can manifest this potentially. When I'm summoned, draw a random Swiftwing unit other than me. Is it too strong if this was able to just draw a copy of itself? This is very cute, though. This is very cute. Like, a 1-mana 2/2 and it's an elite. Like, I would definitely run this for sure. You think this card needs to be a 1/1? Yeah, because then it's Cithria of Cloudfield with an upside. Make it a 2/1, you think? I could maybe see a 2/1. 1-mana 1/1s are kind of just trash. 1-mana like 1/1s and 1-mana 1/2s really don't see a lot of play. This is broken? Really? I guess so, because it's a 1-drop that it says Swiftwing other than me, so it's not a 1-drop that tutors a 1-drop that tutors a 1-drop. Because we saw that in Duelist, we had a card like that. It was called like it was one of the mechs. I think it was either one of the new neutral mechs that they added or one of the Songhai mechs that did this. So that that when you played it, you drew one of the copies of itself to your hand. I forget the name of that card, but that card also ended up being very, very strong because of your ability to consistently just dump threats into play while also thinning your deck consistently. So you would make this a 1/1 because it's broken? I guess so. If we made it a 1-mana 1/1, would it be okay if it could tutor itself? Because the other thing too is that if you were running this and it could draw itself, you would want to run only this card and not anything like Swiftwing Lancer or stuff like that, right? It doesn't need stats. The value is too much. Yeah, Scouts would run this. Yeah, Scouts would abuse this. It would be very, very strong with Battlesmith, right? To play a 1-mana 2/2, a 1-mana 2/2, a 1-mana 2/2. You would run just one of this and always get the other Swiftwing. Make it a 1-mana 1/1, but let it draw copies of itself. And then every Demacia deck just runs 3 copies of this for the most part. A 1-mana 2/2 that thins a 1-drop out of the deck, gives you more blockers. It gives you a little bit of that minion flavor of I play a 1-mana 2/2 and then I have another one in hand and then I have another one in hand. And you want to like not draw them naturally, so you want to play them out as quickly as possible. So there's upside and downside to whether or not you want to like spread them out. But again, very, very cool idea. Adding another Swiftwing unit. You can manifest it off of this and then it just draws you your Swiftwing Lancer. So I would run this and Swiftwing Lancer, to be honest, if we got more Swiftwing synergy. Next up is Draconic Tyrant. 8-mana 5/5. Summon an 8-cost unit from your deck. Set its stats to 5/5. This effect is right in that spooky borderline of being broken. Because you could run this with Wrath of the Freljord, right? Which is a pretty strong effect to bring into play. No, you summon the 8-drop directly from your deck. So playing Pillar into Draconic Tyrant. Trundle would love this, yeah. Draconic Tyrant can also draw Draconic Tyrant as well. And would this be an on-play or on-summon effect, right? Because theoretically, you could play Draconic Tyrant that pulls a Draconic Tyrant that pulls a Draconic Tyrant. So honestly, I wonder how many decks would play Ramp and 3 copies of Draconic Tyrant, because it's just an 8-mana play that summons 2 5/5s. How good is that? Rather than trying to get cheeky. And if it's summon an 8-cost unit, you could run this with Lady of Clouds as well. 3 Draconic Tyrant, 3 Lady of Clouds. Oh, wait, no. Lady of Clouds is 10. Sorry. So, yeah, you wouldn't be able to, like, cheat the way you do with Spectral Matron. But this would be very, very good for Watcher. And like I said, if, like, Atrocity didn't exist and, like, other things like that make the Watcher too strong and you wanted the Watcher to be the key win condition, I don't know. I think that, you know, this card is, like, has enough brick potential where it could be very bad, right? Because, like, if you draw all 3 of your Draconic Tyrants, then it, like, doesn't do anything. But then you have the potential to, like, ramp twice and play this on round 6 and then get, like, 2 5-drops. It's very hard to evaluate, I agree. Draconic Tyrant being a 4/4, an 8-mana 4/4 that summons an 8-drop and sets its stats to 5/5. And this also means that, like, there's certain 8-drops that are just obscene, right? Because you could run this with Dreadway, and I feel like there's probably something busted there. with Draconic Tyrant, Tutor a Dreadway into play. Oh, Careful Prep. Oh, this could work with Kahiri, right? Use this in Pillar. Oh, you shuffle a Pillar into your deck, or with Counterfeit Copies to put extra copies of Pillar into your deck before you play your Pillar, and then summon this, and the Pillar is summoned, and then it refills 8. And then you can play another Draconic Tyrant, perhaps. Yeah, there are some busted things. The longer I look at this card, the more busted I think it could be. But at the end of the day, and then the Pillar becomes a 5/5 as well due to Draclorn's effect. You run it with Tiana Crown Guard. Yeah. This effect is like busted in a really fair way. I don't know. You play an 8-mana 5/5 that summons another 8-mana 5/5 that also rallies you. It's basically like the idea of the Golden War Mother's ramp without needing to get to 12 mana. Exactly, and then there's Wrath of the Freljord that even if that's a 5/5, the fact that your opponent can't block means you're potentially taking 10. There's a lot of like 8 drops that can have like really strong effects of when they come into play, or like specifically like aura effects like Wrath of the Freljord that could be quite busted. But this is a card that I'm tempted to kind of say let it rock. This is a card that I feel like you could almost let rock. I definitely think that like Wrath of the Freljord and Tiana Crown Guard and maybe Dreadway would be like the biggest offenders. So I'd really want to see like how far people could push this deck, or if Watcher really is the way it ends up just being run. Yeah, we don't know if it's a play or a summon effect. We would need it to be a play effect, because if it was a summon effect, then Tyrant could get Tyrant. And then an 8-mana play that summons 3 5/5s directly out of the deck like that is pretty high rolly, right? It's kind of like Elnux, because if you draw any of your Tyrants at any point, then you feel really bad. But honestly, if it was that, people would probably run Draconic Tyrant as their only 8-drop with triple counterfeit copies. And then you do counterfeit, Draconic Tyrant, and then it's an 8-drop that fills your board with 5/5s. And then it's literally just Elnux. It's Elnux that happened later with a better average stat line. Incisive Tactician's already a 5/5 now, so now you rally and you don't lose on stats. Oh my god, you could run this with Tactician. Holy shit. You're right. Okay. I think we still let this card rock, though. Everybody would hate that deck. Everybody would despise that deck. I wonder if we really care. At this point, I don't even know anymore. Like, after facing Sundisk, going, well, it doesn't kill you until round 8. But I totally get it. Make a play effect that can't hit itself and we're good to go? Yeah, perhaps. Next up is Croaked Ritual. Deal 2 to an ally to draw 2. So this is a Fortune Croaker's effect on a spell. It's a fast speed spell, so it's like Glimpse Beyond, where you can kill the target to deny the card draw. The interesting thing here is because this is a spell, this damage is affected by powder kegs. So if you have powder kegs in play, you're dealing extra damage to your ally, or you're using it to kill the powder keg itself in order to draw 2, which is very strong. This would be a fantastic card to bring Shadow Isle's Bilgewater Gohard back, where it just gives them more card draw, and you're generating so many tokens and like just units that you want to kill anyway. So that's probably where I would see this seeing a lot more play, is either in like Bilgewater like Swain TF or Swain Elise Gohard. This is probably also a pretty decent card to pick up off of like Conchologist, because you can use this in response to removal as well, to potentially kill one of your allies at fast speed, like Noxian Fervor to sidestep lifesteals. Right? Twisted Fate's like, I'm something of a shaman myself. It's fast speed, so you can stop it with Disruption. You kind of have to use it like a glimpse. Yeah, I think that this is surprisingly balanced. And then you have that self-damaging aspect, so you could probably splash like 1 copy of this into Soraka Tom Kench because that deck is already running like Guiding Touch and Pale Cascade for card draw. So, and then Soraka also draws you cards. So this gives a little bit of card draw to decks like that too. So this is actually kind of just a solid card. I'm down for it. Patching Agent, play, grant an ally regeneration. This is probably too strong in Bilgewater specifically, if we wanted to give more help to Soraka Tahm Kench. Because this is very good with Broadback Protector, very good with Tahm Kench himself, where he doesn't need to splash into Freljord anymore. A 3-mana 3/1, probably balanced for this effect, but like Troll Gifts doesn't see any play. But taking that effect and then putting it on a stick, like getting a body along with it, is maybe a little bit more tolerable. Regenerate, how strong of a keyword is regeneration realistically? I wonder if, like, it's good with like Boar Stance. I think that Boar Stance has probably been like the most common use of granting things regeneration with like Petrocite Broadwing and stuff. I got an idea for something we do with the community this week before the Champion Reworks review. Why don't you do one of those silly bingos for what will get buffed, how many cards will be broken, if X will be meta? The thing is I already got like a little bit of a preview when I had my round table discussion with Riot. So it would be like, I'd have to like really sandbag to like not give certain things away, because I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. But like I said, I got a bit of a preview about the sorts of things they were thinking about and the champions that they were already looking at. And like, it was revealed in the other patch notes that like Udyr, LeBlanc, and Garen. So we'll have to see. I'd have to go like very esoteric with the bingo. Like, oh, elites are now tier 1, that kind of stuff. Want to give Bilgewater enough to divorce Tahm Kench and Soraka. Regeneration is just a Freljord at the moment, and pretty much every keyword is in 3 factions. Yeah, I'm trying to like think if there's really anything in Bilgewater that cares about this effect, like putting regen on Gangplank, maybe putting regen on something Monkey Idol is probably the only card I'd be worried about. Yes, Alex. Yeah, Allegix. Got it at the same time I did. Because I made a Monkey Idol Boar Stance deck when Udyr first came out. Boxtopus is very good target for it as well. So maybe a 3-mana 2/1. I personally really hate 3/1 stat lines. 3-mana 2/1 with an effect like this could be sick. Frightened Agent. The first time each round an ally takes damage, heal it by 2. This is godlike strong. I'd probably make it say the first time each round an ally survives damage, heal it by 2. Because takes damage means that theoretically the healing would counteract a lethal swing. So make it survives damage. Then we get like a Bilgewater Noxus self-damage archetype, maybe? Or like a Bilgewater Freljord Scargrounds kind of archetype. This effect is probably too strong with Starspring, to be honest. This effect is probably just way too strong with Starspring. A 2-mana 1/3 is a very low early game commitment. You can put 2 of these in play and they just become unkillable. And then again with like Boxtopus and stuff, this is probably just like way too strong. Because if your opponent has like a wide board and you have like damage-based removal, and then they set up a Frightened Agent, then you're done. Essentially, Frightened Agent makes everything, it's like AoE tough as an aura. Maybe just heal 1. You'd probably want to run it in a Starspring deck. Heal 1 is probably balanced. Because it means that Frightened Agent can also block really well. Right? Because it would also heal itself. If you play this on turn 2 and then you block like a 2/1, then you take 2 and heal 1 and it survives as a 1/2. And it only works on the first ally each round, so this could be very strong in tempo. Like, it can't make the cut in Pirates because you don't want to spend 2 mana doing nothing. You want to develop something more threatening, but I certainly do see the potential for a card like this to help out certain decks and certain archetypes. Next up is Bonded Souls. 1-mana 2/2. The first time you summon an ephemeral ally, remove it to grant me ephemeral and +1/+1 to them. Oh, this is godlike. How do y'all feel about this card? This is like too strong, isn't it? Because like I know how powerful Deathmark is. People were like sidestepping ephemeral with like Mask Mother. But being able to set this up ahead of time, because you can play this on turn 1 or turn 2, and then play Darkwater Scourge on turn 3, and you just win, right? And then you get a 6/6 lifesteal. This is super good. I'd probably make this a 1-mana 1/1. Oh yeah, you could run this with Shadow Fiend. Oh my god, turn 2 Bonded Souls Shadow Fiend. Dear Lord. Honestly, ship it. Honestly, ephemerals are so bad that you might as well just ship this card.